Hey y'all, welcome back. This is our second episode on our podcast, 3D
No
No Apologies.
apologies.
I'm Crystal,
I'm Emily.
AP?
and today we're talking about boundaries.
Yes, let's get into it. So have you ever said yes and then regretted it later? Have you ever sat there and felt drained, irritated, and resentful after you agreed to something, wondering why you keep putting yourself in situations that you didn't even want to be in?
Go ahead.
Today's conversation is real. We're talking about boundaries, what they are, how we struggle with them, how to actually start setting them, and not feeling guilty about it. Because honestly, if you know me and people that do know me, I cannot say no. I can't. I'm guilty from that. I don't know about you guys, but if you know me, you know I can't say no.
Because let's be honest, we was never really taught how to say no.
So let's
Okay,
start
so
here. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, we wrote down a few things to
Yes.
talk about within boundaries. Okay, so boundaries are not about controlling other people. They're not about telling nobody else what to do. They're not. And sometimes when you can come across um feeling like that or sounding that way, when people receive you that way, but that's not exactly what it is. Boundaries are really just to protect us. You know what I mean? Our peace, our mind. You know what I mean? So it's just like instead of saying stop calling me late, you could just say I don't answer calls after whatever set time you want to say. Those are boundaries.
Right. And another thing too is being able to say no. Like April says, she can't say no. Me, I'm sometimes I could say no, sometimes I can't. Cause you don't wanna feel like the other person that you're not there for them. But at the end of the day, how can you really be there for other people if you're not really there for yourself? So sometimes you have
Period.
to learn how to say no and protect your peace because if you don't say no, you say you a yes woman or a yes man to everything. People at that point, people like to take advantage of you because they already know that you're not gonna say no, and then you're
Period.
regretting it because then you're calling your sister or your brother or your mom, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so aggravated, like I'm so frustrated. Like I just think that it take time for yourself and say no and
Yes.
just move on.
Yep.
Speaking of, since she said mom, which I wish I could call my mom, but obviously I cannot. But yeah, if you do have one of those, you definitely ring her ear. Because I know if mom was here, yeah, she would hear a whole load. And with that being said, it's because of her. Like for me, it's because of her and how we grew up. And I know that a lot of people want to break those generational curses because you got to have boundaries and you got to be able to set them, especially if you are in a relationship. But me, I always felt like this. And I don't know about y'all, but if you my family, especially, I'm always going to be here for you. I just don't know how to limit that sometimes. And I think that's where we find ourselves, in trouble at. I don't like to say no because we was told to stand by one another, to stick together, You never want to see nobody out there, not even if they need somewhere to live or whatever, meaning like our family. So I always struggle with that because I was raised to be here for one another, whereas though it does get you in trouble sometimes, especially like if you are in a relationship. That can be like hard for them. They want you to be like understanding. Like if you're married, you gotta understand what his needs too. Not just because your brother don't got nowhere to go or your sister don't got nowhere to go or a cousin, whoever. You just
Right.
gotta know like, hey, I'm just with anything.
Yeah.
That's just my experience.
Just be
My
able to
experience.
communicate with your partner and make sure that they're okay with it as well.
Yeah, it's just my experience.
Not overcompensating either.
Right.
Because sometimes that's just extra stress added to you. You want to try so hard to do whatever it is that you got to do for that particular person that you're overextending yourself for when you pour from an empty cup. And then when you come back home, you got nothing left to give anybody else in your home.
Yep.
But you still try to, and then it can come off as being angry because you're tired or you're just overworked or you just did too much for somebody else. And you can't do that. You got to make sure your cup is good before you can
Exactly.
pour into anybody else. How can you pour into somebody else when your cup is empty? You can't do that.
And I think
It's just
having
not gonna work.
boundaries, yeah, and having boundaries is not just in a relationship. Like is more is more to having a boundary. You can have a boundary with your family. You can have a boundary with your coworkers, with your friends, even sometimes with your kids. I mean, that might be hard to hear, but sometimes you might be having a moment and you got to tell your kids like, "Hey, listen, I just need a moment. Give me 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Let me get myself together." And then I could get you whatever you want. You know what I mean? Because sometimes
Yeah.
you do need that little bit, even if it's just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You still need that time to reflect on what just happened. You know what I mean? Just taking that time to focus and just because you can't be fully yourself for everyone else if you're not together for yourself.
Just like what April was saying earlier about my mom and how we grew up and everything, how she was such a nurturer and caretaker. That was the next part I wanted to talk about. We're going to talk about why it's so hard, especially for women, because a lot of us was raised to be caregivers, you know, to be nice, to be understanding, not to rock the boat. You know what I mean? We always taught of being service to everyone else and not really taught how to be service of your own self. Never taught that. We was always a giver, 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 giver. I've never really seen my mom do anything for herself.
Right.
I never really seen her relax. I never really seen her go sit in the bathroom and take a bath for an hour, for like at least a half hour or whatever. I never really see her do that stuff growing up because she learned from her mothers growing
Right.
up how we always have to be caregivers. Well, listen, we ain't got to do that no more. And it's okay though. It's okay to be caregivers. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, when it's time to set boundaries, it can seem like we're being mean or selfish, but we not. You know, we cannot pour into everyone else while constantly emptying out yourself. A lot of times we say yes, not because we want to, but because we don't want to deal with someone that might want to react or how we say it or how they might react to our no. You know what I mean? So instead, we just want to deal with it, right?
Yep.
We're just going to do for them because we worry about their reactions too much, right? So let me ask you this: when was the last time you said yes?
Sorry, my son don't have boundaries. He said not today. Sorry, guys. My
Okay, I'm gonna
bad.
back it up. Let me back it
My
up.
bad.
Rewind.
I'm
I want
back.
to say April.
My bad. He don't know them damn
When was the
boundaries.
last time? When was the last time you said yes and immediately regretted it?
Every time. Cause I'm such like, I don't know. I don't care about friends. I don't have those at all. But it's like with my family, I can't. I just can't. I don't know. I just can't.
Yeah, it's hard.
I just can't.
I just feel like you want to always say yes because you always want to show them that you know you're there for them. So it is hard because it's like, damn, like I'm gonna keep saying yes. Like I said again, they know that you're gonna say yes, so that's why they take advantage of you. It is hard to say no. It really is hard to say no.
But I also think for me, it's not the reason why I do this is because I dealt with a lot in my life as well too. Whereas though I wish I had someone to help me through certain times in my life. But me, I'm just so strong. Like I like to do things on my own, figure it out, do resources like that. So I know how it is when you might need someone and you know you just didn't want to ask or whatever. But I'm the type of person that if you ask me, I actually feel like if you asking me, because I know for me, like if I'm asking you for something or if I need something for you, it's because I really like I really
Right.
need, you know what I mean. So that's
Right.
why I think for me, I like that you must really need my help.
Yeah.
Now there's a difference between like taking advantage or whatnot.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know.
Right.
I just don't like the word boundaries when it comes to my family. So
Because boundaries sounds like a negative word.
Right.
That's why. When it's really not a negative word, it's just protecting yourself. That's like again, this is why this is a great topic to talk about.
Right.
Because you're probably not the only person who feel that way. You know what I mean? Like there are times, do you ever had a time when you feel like you was trying to avoid somebody because you're like, oh God, what they gonna ask me?
All the
Or
time,
you
yeah.
see your phone ring, it's like, uh-oh.
They about to ask me for some money, or they about to ask me for a favor, or something.
But they're gonna
Yeah.
ask me, and it's like it's like you automatically brace for impact. And whereas though it shouldn't be like that, it's because them healthy boundaries are not in place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should never feel that pressure from another human being. You know what you say is what you say. You're not coming off arrogant. You're not coming off. This is just what's protecting me at the end of the day, so
Right.
I don't gotta feel so stressed out. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like the older you get, the more you realize, like, wait, my peace is everything. So the older you
That
get,
part.
it's certain things that you're not gonna take. It's certain things that you're not gonna tolerate. So when you get older and you have your own family and your own kids, it's like absolutely not. Like, no, you can't come over. No, you can't spend the night. No, you can't live with me. No, you can't. No, I can't drive you down the street real quick. No, because
None of
what am
that.
I getting in return? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not even trying to offer me anything in return. You just want me to give, 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 give. And I don't have it in me. I don't have
Right.
it in me anymore.
Sound like your bird back there got something to say about it too.
You like, yeah, girl, you right. Okay.
Preach, sister.
Yeah.
Okay. Boundaries in relationships. Now we get to some juicy stuff right here. We're gonna wait for a sister to come. Oh, here she
My
comes.
bag. That's
This the part.
Yeah, the
Boundaries.
boundaries today, as you can see, my son keep calling me too. He need help, and I answer that phone. That's my baby.
That's mommyhood. We don't stop.
Gotta answer that phone. So
This the part right here. We're getting into the juicy stuff. Boundaries within your relationship. What y'all think about that?
what do you mean? Like as far as what?
Having boundaries into your relationship. It can look like respect, communication, and space. So you shouldn't really feel like you have to lose yourself just to keep somebody. That's in a relationship. So do you ever feel like that in your relationship?
No, that nigga know not to play with me.
I just feel like it's like maybe like, you know, like if you're not in the mood at the moment, you know, you just letting them know like, hey, give me a moment. I'm not having a good day, and just give me some time to, you know, just give me some time to get it together. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything mean. You're not saying anything mean or trying to hurt their feelings, but you just can't give to them at that moment. Like,
But let's be real. We don't never come off as easy as that.
yeah, that's true.
We are aggressive women.
We are.
And the way you said it real gentle. And we don't never do that. We like, look, listen.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Like, what? Look, bye. I ain't got time for that right now. That's how we talk. And the way you just said it is the way we should say it.
Yes.
Because that's how they get offended when we try to, that's when you talk about the boundaries and everything like that. We should never speak, I guess, to our partners in such a way because
Right.
all they're asking is for our time. Like, how do we get when we want time from them?
Right.
And they say the same thing or respond the same way to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to, figure that part out, creating those kind of boundaries as far as like respect, our tone, you know what I mean? Whether it's negative or positive, because however you respond to somebody is the response you're going to get back.
Right. Because, like we said the last time, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
No, I gotta say it like that because he don't hear me.
I was getting ready to say, I see the wheels moving in April head. Like,
Like, okay, is it my turn yet?
I'm seeing it going.
No, he right here. He ain't going nowhere. It's like you heard me or you didn't. Nah, I ain't talking like, excuse me, honey.
No, I don't say it like that either. I don't talk like that either.
They ain't
But I'm
no
talking about
boundaries.
not
We
being
together. We ain't
aggressive.
got no
Like,
boundaries. We together. It's you, then it's me. Anything else? There's no boundaries with me. Yeah, you can have whatever. Yep.
But I'm saying, but how
so
about
you don't think you don't need no boundaries in your relationship when you need your me time?
I don't feel like where I'm at now.
But I'm saying maybe it's not about communication. Maybe it's about having a boundary. Like if they want to have a night out with the guys, like do you set a boundary with them on that aspect, or like or having
I don't know, 'cause
friends?
I don't
like,
care.
like
Bye,
we
go
talked
out.
about-
Bye.
we talked about on our live, like somebody asked, is it okay for your husband to have female friends? Like, do you set a boundary there, or like how like it could be other ways to set boundaries.
I mean,
Yeah, we all different when it comes to that too. So.
Yeah.
I just feel as though where we're at now in our relationship, he already know what it is because we done been through so much. You know what I mean? We done did all of that.
Right.
Now it's like I feel like I'm just in our relationship right now. I'm okay. Like we know what's up. We know.
Y'all have that trust.
Right. We not.
Right.
But
That makes sense.
I mean, of course, for other people who are younger, maybe, or just getting in a relationship and stuff like that, of course, you gotta set boundaries and stuff like that. Maybe if you're married and maybe you want to be with other married couples, or maybe I just feel like in a relationship for a man and y'all together for so many years, if he don't know like he needs to be respectable, on how he's hanging out or whatever the case may be, then I mean, what are y'all even doing in a relationship?
Right.
So
And if he
Yes,
don't
because
respect
y'all
you,
definitely
if
should
he don't
respect each
respect
other.
you, I mean, if he don't respect himself, he's not gonna respect you. Because if he's going out there and doing these things, it's like, oh, I don't care. Who see it, who see it. Like it's also a respecting too at the same time.
because when that Chris Brown and Usher concert, it's like
Ain't no boundaries
no
there.
boundaries that day.
Tell me why. Tell me
Come
why
back,
my
come back.
husband asked me the other day because I said I'm gonna go to the Chris Brown Usher concert. He said, "What would you do if Usher want to give you a cherry? What would you do?" I went like this. Ah.
All the
I go,
rings
oh,
are
I'm
true.
out. What the hell you mean? I said, my hands is full. I got my phone. I got my drink in my hand. I got my phone. I don't want to be rude. I'm going to say, like, why would you be?
And make
Why
sure
would
you say
be
thank
rude?
you. Because
I wasn't raised to be rude.
He was raised right.
Sure. Give me that
No.
cherry, man. I'm not gonna be rude.
I'm just saying. But y'all keep that boundary thing in mind, okay?
Make sure.
Like, but boundaries, they was like with kids and stuff. How do you feel about the boundaries as far as with women with the children and men with the
I
children?
think it's okay to tell your kids, mommy need a moment. Mommy need a moment. Because to be honest, I think you respond to your children better when you go somewhere and get your composure, get yourself together, whether you want to curse behind doors, scream, cry, whatever you need to do, because if you don't take that moment, it's going to show on them kids. You
Right.
definitely going to lash out on them in those moments.
Or what
We
if
all had those moments. We're human. I've lashed out
Yeah.
so much. And the response I got from lashing out as to me composing myself, I see the difference.
But what if you just want that Popeye's piece of chicken and you don't want to give it to the kid? What do you do about that?
Yeah.
Wait, what now?
No boundaries when it comes to certain, like what
Did you want that chicken?
I'm just saying, like, what if it's just, you let's just say you think you home by yourself and here come a kid and mommy, what?
Your
Like
technique
April
gotta
yesterday
be
with
better,
her
man.
food. She wanted her food, and the kids
So
came and took
bad.
it. Like, you know what? Just have it. It's okay. Like,
Can we sell boundaries of food?
Oh my God, there's no boundaries. The kids don't have no boundaries.
No,
when
they don't.
They should though.
I
They
don't
should have our boundaries for that. But because we never showed them to have those boundaries, they're gonna think it's okay. Ooh, let me ask. Let me have some. Can I get some? Can I get some? Because we never told me, oh, if I got some food, I will give you some if I want to give you some. But when this is mine, this is mine.
Right.
That's it. Because when they got candy and they got snacks,
Yeah.
they want to be hoarders and they don't want to share with
sure,
you.
nope,
How crazy is that?
they don't.
And that you spent with your money.
Right. I don't know. I need to learn the word boundary because I just feel like when it comes even with my kids and stuff, I do need to get better at certain situations and stuff. Cause in my mind, back to me being raised and how I grew up, I was always told they're not going to be young forever.
Exactly.
You know, they're going to grow up one day. They're not going to. But at the end of the day, it's just like. But when you're feeling like how you feeling in that moment at that time, because you don't have no boundaries, they tend to take advantage of you.
Right.
And you feel guilty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you gotta be careful, especially because I got kids of all ages. So
Sure
it's
do.
just like,
Yep.
sometimes it just be a little hard just even saying no to them.
But that's good that you brought that up because some people don't know when to set that boundary. You know what I mean? So there is times where, like once you reflect on things, like, signs that you do need boundaries is that, you feel drained after having a conversation with a certain person. Or you avoid people and you don't understand why. Like, oh my God, they coming over today. Like, oh, I don't want to be around them. Or, like we said earlier, you say yes and then you complain about it later or regret. You know what I mean? So you also have to look for those signs. It's like, now when you sit back and think about it, it's like, wow, I really do need to set boundaries because certain people give me make me feel a certain way, and I shouldn't feel like that. I should be want to be around them and not have to feel like, oh my God, they're gonna ask me for something, or oh, what they calling me for. You know what I mean?
That's really important though. That right there is really good points because with your kids and stuff, because mind you, all this is going to be learned behavior anyway. Whatever we do and we say yes to, they're just going to mimic it when they get older and do the same thing. So it's healthy to let them know that this is healthy to set boundaries and to have boundaries for themselves, because you're teaching them how to do that for themselves. When they go off to college and be in dorm rooms and everything, somebody want to touch all over their stuff, and they just, okay, because they don't know boundaries. They don't know that it's okay to say no, that they don't got to be afraid to say no. So it's important to start saying it to them now so they can understand what the word no means from their parent. You know what I'm saying? Because parents, we had to enforce that too.
Yes.
Right, but I want to stay on the kids topic a little longer because I have a question for you. Now that I just want to say it. I'm gonna hurry up, say what you gotta say so I can say it. But this is more like for me and you, not her as much, but she been through all this with us. Cause we come from like how you say that, like a step parent in the home, basically.
Blended family. Basically.
There you go. Girl, I can't get it out. But since we come from a blended family, right? How did you deal with the adjustment with realizing that the step parent is treating your biological child different from y'all children? Did you ever feel like, how did you deal with that to learn that that wasn't actually the case? Like for people who has a blend for people out there
for blended families.
Yeah, because it is important to reach out to them too.
Like having a step parent, basically.
Yeah, you know, like I know for me, like I'm saying the question, I answer the question. I'm sorry, but I just know for me.
I just say because you're asking me this, and my kids was already like so grown before I started bringing other children into the relationship. So it really wasn't like how the step parents treat the older kids as opposed to his own biological kids, because to me they were already grown and doing their own thing, so we never really got to experience that whole situation as for them growing up together in a home where I can differentiate how he was treating them against each other. I don't have that experience, you know what I mean? Except for now, like I really can't really speak on that part.
Did you ever feel like you had to set boundaries at all with that kind of situation? Or?
I can just speak on just us with his children, not our biological children together. But I always felt so protective in my relationship because those were my children, you know, and that was my husband, well, my boyfriend at the time, raising my boys, and I just felt really overprotective. Like I wouldn't let him, how you say it, discipline him. I would always jump in. I would always tell him like, hey, oh, whoa, why are you talking like that? I did a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have done. Whereas though it comes into, you know, guys need boys especially needing a man voice, because a lot of that came from me just being so overprotective and just thinking that that was my job to do that. You know what I mean? That you can't talk to them like that type of situation. And that was completely wrong. That was absolutely wrong, because anytime you allow a man to come into your life when you have children and they're helping you with them and they're taking care of them, financially supporting them and everything like that, you still gotta let them play that role of the man in the house, because it turns into so much complication and conflict, and you don't want that.
Right.
A lot of us women don't like to give that up. You know what I mean?
And believe it or not, though, even though we're a blended family, it's really not that much different from a family like Emily's that's not blended. Because I feel like we still tend to ride for our kids over the men, regardless in any situation. Because I used to feel like, I ain't gonna lie, like before me and Terry even had our own kids, I always felt like, is he picking on them, or if he's this or he's that? No, I didn't know. I just realized he's really being a man to them, you know, even though they might not realize that yet. But no, they actually need a little structure, because with us,
they need that man voice.
Right, with us women, we don't set the boundaries with our children, whether it's blended or not. Right. We stand like, well, did you have to say it like that, or did you have
all the time?
And then when that man is not in the home, you like, damn, I wish he was here. Because
that's the only one they listen to.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just was bringing that up only because it's important to see that a blended family is not much different from a home that's not blended. Right. You understand?
But that's important though. A lot of it is us women.
Yeah.
Right.
But it'll be different. But it'll be different. Like if you see him, like if you notice certain things, like you're gonna bring home food for your kids, but not my kids. Like you know what I mean?
Had that problem.
I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
Yeah, there is
you
some
would say
families
like,
like
oh, I
that.
went to the store today and I bought such and such a pair of sneakers. Okay, well, how about my other kid? Like, you know what I
And if
mean?
that happens,
Yeah.
that's red flags, y'all.
Right,
That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
more,
red
red
that's
flag.
different.
flags.
Then it's like, oh no, absolutely not. Like, but
Pay
if you
attention,
have
that's red
somebody
flags.
who's a stepfather who's treating all the kids the same way, or a stepmother, you know what I mean, treating the kids the same way, not treating them any different, or even speaking bad about the other person, or like, you know what I mean, like, or even like, if you,
I never
right,
experienced it. Thank God I never really experienced anything like that. But looking back on everything, I can say that I was a lot of the problem because again, I was raised to be this tough exterior of a woman. I never really had a woman in my family that was like so gentle and fragile. We was always on survival mode.
right,
My mom was a survivor. She was always on survival mode, and we just was
She ain't
taught
raised
to.
no punks.
Yeah, I'm just saying we was always like that. We was in them streets. So when I got in a relationship, I didn't know how to let my guard down like that. Talking about something, if I go get a computer desk, I'm building a computer desk.
right.
It's like, excuse
Yeah, we
me,
do that.
will you let me be a man?
We
Yeah,
are, yeah,
Let
we
me
do
be
that.
the man. You know, sister, you know how I was.
That's how I am
Back
too,
in the
though.
day, moving refrigerators
Yeah,
and
we are, right.
sofas.
That's how-
I did a
that's-
lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how I am too, because I was raised in a household like, yeah, my dad was there for, you know, a period of time, but my mom was always the one who would go to work, take care of the house, take care of us, you know what I mean? So, and at one point it was just my mom and us, you know what I mean? It was just my mom and her daughters. So she had to be the mom and the dad in the relationship, in parenting us, you know what I mean? So it's times where she showed us that you don't need a man, you know what I mean? But in reality, if you have a good man who's willing to take care of you,
Let that
then
man
let
be a
him do
man.
it, you
Let
know
that
what I
man
mean?
be a
Because
man.
it's
That's
different
that's
type of men.
all learned experiences.
Yeah,
that
and
you
it's
have to learn
different
on
type
your
of men
own.
out here. There's men who wanna help, who wanna be a parent. There's men who wanna be a husband.
Yeah.
There's, you know what I mean. And then you have men who don't want that. Like, you're living in the house with me. We have these kids, but I'm the one that has to do everything. You know what I mean? That's not fair. Like, I feel like being a parent, a husband, a wife, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, if y'all made that agreement with each other, y'all should come together and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this and you're gonna do that. I'll get the kids dressed for school, you drop them off, or I pick them
That's
up today.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's all
That's right.
about compromise, you know?
Because I think that people get the wrong idea when they get in a relationship. Everybody hears this whole rule, 50-50 rule.
Yep.
That is it's not a 50-50 rule because I don't want a 50% of nobody. It's 100-100 because I'm going to give you 100% of me. You're going to give me 100% of you back. We're not
Exactly.
splitting anything. It's no 50-50. That can be, you get the misconception when you say 50-50. You think you're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? And it's not.
Right.
And we've been okay with that for a long time. 50-50 and not even realizing he's only giving me 50% of him. Or I'm only giving him 50% of me. When we can't do that. So the boundaries part, us women, we play a crucial role in the boundaries. Like April was saying, with the children, it is us. It starts with us. And we have to, start building that kind of structure with our kids.
Yep.
Yeah, because no, I ain't gonna lie. Like being a blended family is hard though. Cause I used to be like, why he? Before we had
Yeah.
our own kids, until I realized, oh, this nigga just crazy. He treat his kid the same as that one. He mean business. Y'all up, hard him. Go put your shoes on. Go listen. Cause he ain't playing. Mama can't save you. I learned that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you also want the kids to respect him too at the same time, because it's
Want
like,
them to respect
if he's
him, yeah.
disciplining them,
Hey, I want the kids to
and
respect
then
me too.
no, but I'm saying, like, if he's disciplining them and you jump in and like, oh, don't talk to my son like that, or don't talk to my daughter like that, now it's gonna be like, oh, well, you can't talk to me like that because my mom said you can't talk to me like that, or I'm gonna run to my mom and be like, oh, mommy, look what
I
he
did
did.
a
You know what
lot
I mean?
of that.
So you
No,
can't.
you
I did a
don't
lot
ever
of
do
that with
that.
my kids.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of that.
I would never
Huh?
do that. I never would do that because
I
he's
did
the
it.
one paying these bills too.
I've done it a lot.
Sir. Okay.
No, I did a lot. I'm going to admit here right now on this podcast, my boys are now 30 and 31 years old. And I've done that with them growing up. My husband been with me since my children were 5 and 6 years old. And I always had this trauma in my head of what I'm supposed to do. I had whispers in my head, oh, because he's a stepfather, you're not supposed to let him do certain things or put their hands on them. Ain't supposed to touch them in certain ways, or you know, you gotta watch out for your kids. This you gotta watch. So I'm always sleeping like this, like with my eye open, waiting for the next ball to drop. You know, and never allowing him to be that role in their lives that they actually needed. Had I done that, it probably like different circumstances. But I was always living and holding on to this fear that I had to protect them, knowing damn well he was not going to hurt them, but in my mind he was, because of my own trauma, my own experiences that I carry over and attach that to my children. And that was wrong, because then they had to grow up with that same attachment. You know, thank God they know better. You know, they are parents now. You know, they handling their business and they learn from my experiences, so they don't have to do it to their own kids.
Right, but
So
that's
thank
why
God for that.
If you just set those boundaries up front, and so people who's in relationship now, and they're
Now, listen.
now, and y'all are a blended home. Set boundaries up front.
Yep.
What you
Yep.
want in a man, and if he had kids, you have kids. What you expect, what you don't expect. Like, I don't want you to
Yes.
physically, touch my children, but they should respect you.
Right.
Like, it's just, you can
Yep.
as long as you set the boundaries up front and y'all know how y'all dealing with it. Cause to be honest, I don't like to hit my own kids. I just don't like, I don't believe in belts. That's just me. So it's just important in a relationship or whatever. Just set your boundaries in a friendship,
important.
in a blended home, in a marriage or whatever.
Yep.
Just always set boundaries in private though.
Right.
Don't do it around the kids.
Yes.
Don't.
Important, very
you do it
important.
to him as well.
Yep.
Like vice versa. If you got something to say to me, if it's something I did in front of the kids, you ain't like, pull me to the side. You know what I mean? That's how
Pull me
you
to the
have
side.
Yeah, that's how you have a better home. That's how you stick
Better
together
structure.
more. Like it's important about even us.
Yes.
Like when you're in a
Yes.
relationship, when you having kids, whatever you do, it don't come with instructions.
Right. It don't.
Yes.
There's no manual on how to be a parent.
It's like when I got
At
my
all,
job,
period.
for instance, right? I took the test, I passed. Now what? Hell, to this day, I
gotta
still
learn,
don't know.
yep.
I'm still learning. To this day, I can't even park. To this day,
Yes.
from learning until I get it
Yes.
right. So no matter what, whatever boundaries that you guys want to set, relationship, friendship, marriages, mom, dad, because you know with them parents too. That's what happened in my first
Oh, them
marriage, too.
parents. Them
Woo.
parents can be a little bit
Yeah.
overbearing.
My mind
What
can't.
was
She
that?
come on my house, open up my mail. My dad was good with the mail.
Yes, daddy opened up that
Open
bill.
up that mail. Stay when they want. I miss it though. I really do. But damn, said you guys.
They ain't do that to me, y'all. Only to the baby girl, not me.
Nobody do that to you, Chris. No, Crystal boundaries is so uptight. Okay, you know not to go to her house. Okay,
I had boundaries
You better
without
know.
knowing I had boundaries.
You better know. You can't go to her crib. You can't do nothing. Okay.
They can come to my house. She doing too much. Y'all come to my house.
Next
Really?
topic. So,
Bye, girl. Anyway,
guys, it's getting real. So,
you can't come to my house.
So, anyway, what we
Anyway, by the way, anyway,
you set your
just
boundaries.
because they family,
Your
just because,
boundaries are set in stone. And-
anyway,
No,
bye,
but to be
girl.
honest, Crystal, no, I'm gonna say this to say that. I'm gonna dish you, and I'm gonna give you some help me out, girl. You know my tongue is all messed up. I'm gonna say it's certain things that I love about you, and there's certain things that I'm like, but I give it.
That's
to
about.
you.
That's all of us. Yeah.
No, yeah. I give it.
That
to
you admire,
Right.
or
there it
respect.
goes. There it go the word. I ain't gonna lie, like, I wish I did have a little of that in me too. Because not for nothing, you don't have like people just interrupting your life. You know, they know, they respect you. Whereas though they know to contact you first, or my door is a revolver. Is it
Revolving door.
Revolving.
Not a revolver, revolving.
April got an open door policy.
Not a gun.
at her house.
Yes, she does.
Keep going. And although I'm like, God, I know like I'm gonna be blessed for this later on, but what does it really get me? Nothing at all.
It will.
It doesn't
will.
really get me nothing at all. I know it will, like memories. People will appreciate that. I do understand that, but it is good though, sis, that I'm not going to take that from you. Like it's cool that you set them boundaries and you mean what you say, and people know to call you first or whatever the case may be. I mean, I want that. I would love to do that.
My thing is
Not just
this.
show up at your house
Right.
and be like, I'm here. Hello. And
Okay,
My thing is this.
boundaries with her mama, her daddy, her brother, her sister, her kids, her grandkids, everybody.
My kids and my grandkids, though.
You gonna learn today.
Anyway, I want to just say that just because they family, they should not have unlimited access to
that's
you.
true, though. That is true.
That doesn't mean anything. Oh, you family this. Because you family. Cause you, okay, you are family. Yes, we have the same DNA. But why does that mean that they gotta have access to you all the time, 24/7? Even when you tired, you still letting them access you, and you can't do that. You gotta learn to say no and be able to go to sleep. Like you just have to.
Because Krista, you had no
Yeah.
problem with saying no. That's why I was like, I
Back
just.
to me.
I'm just saying, because she's over there happy and peaceful with a cup of coffee. I'm over there crying like, girl, girl. She
Because
said,
you don't see my tears.
Well,
Because you don't see my tears, don't mean I don't cry.
Yes, it's Krista. Well, sis, all I had to do was say no.
Easy for you to say.
I do tell her that a lot. I do tell her that a lot.
I mean,
I
the
think the
problem
problem
this
is you don't know how to say no.
Krista, like,
That's why she don't call me, because she know I'm going to say that. I'm a straight shooter, no chaser. I'm like, well, look, you should have said no.
and it's so true.
Now look at
As
you.
much as Krista say no to people and how she is, they like her more than me.
Yeah,
Everybody love you. She got jokes. Hold on, am I being punked? What the heck?
I didn't joke that. No, I love you though. That's the big dog right there. She been through it all. Krista know anything you need to know. She definitely has the answers, and she would tell you even when you don't ask. She gonna let you know. Okay? Yeah.
Like, no sugarcoating, okay? That's what it's all about.
I don't know if
We
that was a
ain't sugarcoating
compliment
nothing.
or an insult.
It's a little bit of both, girl. I'm just like mad because I should have been like that. Because now everybody coming over, everybody doing what they want to do, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, well, yeah, well. No, but it is really important to talk about boundaries. I really like this subject because, to be honest, it's making me be like a big girl, and I'm not used to serious conversations because there's nothing serious about me. Everything is
She don't
funny.
take nothing
At all.
serious.
No.
She don't.
At all. When
That's
she's
how-
uncomfortable, she makes a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's good to have boundaries. You know, like even like in families, it don't necessarily have to be your mom or your dad. It could be anybody. You know, like sometimes when you grow up, you don't want to keep doing the same thing. Like, you know, we're in our 30s, our 40s. Like, we don't want to keep going out to the bar, going out to the club, and getting drunk every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's elevate, let's do different things. So it's like, you know, and then when you tell them like, oh, let's go out to the bar, let's go out to do this. No, I'm not into that anymore. It's like,
No, thank
oh,
you.
you changed. Oh, you acting brand new. And it's like,
Absolutely
no,
right.
I don't want to keep doing that. Like, let's go to the movies. Let's go bowling. Let's go to the arcade. Like, let's do stuff that's fun, interactive.
And you want to change.
Yeah, like we
You
we
want to
wanna be
have
better.
growth.
Right.
Who still want to hang out like that? Especially, do you see outside? Do you see what's going on out there?
For real.
Well, I want to be out there in the streets. No,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
Been there, grew from that. Thank you, God. You
That's
know?
why we don't have no one that really contacts us anymore because they think that we've changed.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? We did change.
We did, yeah.
For the better.
Absolutely.
And we
good.
feel good
A lot
about
of
it.
change
We don't
happened in
care
our
what
life.
Nobody gotta say like,
We
yep.
should be planning trips and stuff like that.
Exactly,
Like, rather
yep.
if it's with
Right.
the kids, the family, the husbands, girls, or whatever the case may be. Like, it's all about elevating.
Yep.
You know, that's what life is about.
Elevation.
That's what it is. And we're trying to do bigger and better things. So you will lose a lot of friends.
You will.
Just because you decide to finally set boundaries in life.
Friends,
My
family
God.
members won't stop talking
Oh,
to you.
God.
Everybody.
All that stuff.
And since I am proud of myself a little somewhat, I must say, I think that I did change a little bit on my boundaries part. I start saying like yes. I didn't
To
say
you.
no yet, but I did start saying yes to me.
Me, right.
I
Okay.
started saying yes to me. I took a leap of faith. I got on a plane. I took my kids over here with just like a car full of clothes or whatever we had in the house. And I made a move all the way down here. Left my job
Yeah.
of 9 years or whatever. And
Yep.
even though on social media and stuff like that, people are like, oh, she did this, she doing that. No, like I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm trying to elevate from my family, but I had to get away from that negativity.
Yes.
That's
Oh my
that's the
gosh.
way I had.
That's the only reason. That's the only way you can grow.
Yeah, that's the
You
way
gotta
I had
change
to
your
set
environment.
My boundaries is by like either you're gonna come, you're gonna figure it
Mm-hmm.
out, But for me, I gotta take me and mine. Like that's
Yep.
my boundaries. I was there as much as I could. Yeah, so basically, like, that was me saying yes to myself and what I had to do for me. But I do want my family to come over, and I do would like I want them to elevate too, but I want them to figure it out. Like I had to figure it out. Of course, I'm always going to help people, but you have to set boundaries on what you want in life.
Yes.
Even if you're scared, even if you're afraid, even if you think you don't have the money, you
I
know.
do it scared.
Yeah.
If you want to get out of your comfort zone.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Take
Yeah.
that leap of
Yes.
faith and just, like we both did it. Like we traveled 2,000 miles away from, and we came here. When I first got here, I didn't have no family. I didn't have nobody. It was just literally me, my husband, and my children. And we never been here. We didn't know what Texas was like. You know what I mean? But we believed in God. He had a plan.
But
for us.
God,
He made it work. We came down here. We found a house, had a job. And we've been living. Like this was like the best decision that I've ever made. And we preached it to April. April, listen, you got to come over here. Like she didn't know nothing about it. She just took our word for it and said, okay, I'm gonna go. And and she loves it. So you just have to take that leap of faith.
Yep.
Get out your comfort zone, and it's okay to move away from where you're from. Like, I've been in Philly my whole life. I never thought that I would ever leave Philly. And I came here when I was 33 years old. You know what I mean? I thought I was gonna live in Philly forever, but I took that leap of faith, believed in God, and set that boundary and said, "Peace out, I'm out.
That was your way.
Y'all want to come visit
That was
me?
your
Y'all
way.
can come visit me, but I ain't. That's it." So
well, that's real good.
Yeah,
That's real
Sometimes
good.
if you can't say no, sometimes it's do for you and your family and
Show them better. You can tell them.
yeah, you gotta wherever you choose to go in life. Sometimes people don't want to see your growth. They want to
Yep.
see you as that person. They can knock on your door, or they can ask for that cup of sugar, or they can ask for some milk, or they can ask for some cheese. They want to come right
and
there.
now we doing it
And
to each
now,
other like, "Hey, girl,
you got
some coffee?" Yes, it's
I
you
know.
have to.
Anywho,
Hopefully I'll be able to come see you guys soon, or
Yes.
move to Texas as well. Come be
you
with y'all in
elevated
Texas
first.
too.
You with your Jersey, girl.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Jersey. Yes, I did.
Jersey, okay. You can't just come knocking on your door, okay? No.
But with that being said, I know this whole segment we've been talking about boundaries and everything, but we haven't really touched on how to actually start setting the boundaries. Okay? First thing you're going to do, you're going to be clear and you're going to be direct. You're not going to be rude, just firm. Be firm in what you want. Let them hear you, not listen to you, but let them hear what you're really saying. Second thing you're going to do, stop over explaining your boundaries.
Yes.
You don't need a long story to justify what you're trying to set.
No,
Why do you need a
and
long
that's it.
Why? Why do you need a long story? Go ahead. What you going to say?
Because mommy and daddy left me.
Yo, April, shut up. You so stupid. I can't with you.
Why I had to leave?
Anywho,
Sorry.
the third thing, you're going to expect some pushback because, again, remember, this is new to everybody. People been benefiting from you for a long time when you ain't never had no boundaries. So they're not going to receive them when you're actually trying to set them. Okay? Stay on your toes, stay clear, stay direct, no matter what kind of pushback you get.
Okay.
And then the last thing I'm going to tell you, stay
Stay on
consistent with your
toes.
boundaries.
Write this is down, guys. This is good, sis.
Stay
Stand on
consistent.
business. Stand on business. Put that down. Stand on business.
Stand
You gotta
on
stand on
business.
Right.
Stand on
It's so
business.
crazy. Like, as tough as I am such a punk when it comes to family. I
really is.
can't.
And that's why she's in the situations that she be in is because of her. Like,
Boundaries only work if you stick with it.
Nah, girl, I just move because I ain't got time.
And then you're going to go over there doing the same thing.
I can't. I am not gonna say no. I know I am hearing you. I want to be, like I said, I do want to be a lot like y'all too, because I mean it's nice. Like I know, like Emily is a sweetheart too. Crystal, you as well. But I do know.
You struggle with saying that.
Not like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. that though. We need one tough person. Like it's okay though. It's all right to be tough.
I come from a different generation.
I don't know what different. We both came out the same woman, but you must be more like your daddy side. I don't know.
No, I ain't like the daddy side.
I don't know. Hey, don't say too much because we need y'all all to tune in.
Hey.
Don't say too much, girl. Don't
No, we being real. Everything here is real, and everybody who want to be here for is going to be here for us. Period.
And she not
this is my
apologizing
life.
for it. So.
This is my life. This is my life. This is my story. This is who I am. That's how I grew up. I got it from my mama's side. Period.
And another thing too, I wanted to say
that's
this
just what it
earlier.
is.
It like went out of my mind. This is probably off topic, but going back to boundaries too is not always picking up the phone to call people. Like at the end of the day, the phone works both ways. So I feel like if you don't call to speak to me, then why do I gotta call to speak to you? Because clearly you don't want to talk to me. So
That can be tricky.
you know what I mean? It's
That
like
can be-
I feel like the phone
That can be tricky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that.
Uh-huh.
What you saying, Emily? I understand where you're coming from, but that can be very tricky because you could be wanting to talk to this person. You know, you haven't spoke to this person. They're on your mind, but because you're like they don't ever call me, so why would I call them? That's not a good way to go about things because if somebody's on your heart and you're thinking about them, don't let that stop you because they don't call you for you to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Right. That's
You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow is definitely not promised. And the reason why I say this is because we just lost our parents. My dad had that same kind of relationship with his family. He never really had a communication. They always, if you don't call me, if they don't check on me, he passed away like that. And I have to hear from his siblings the regret.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to live with that regret. If you can do something about it now, do something about it now. If God placed it on your heart to call these people regardless, give them a call. And if they act crazy towards you by you calling them, that's cool. Your conscience clear because you did the right thing.
Right.
The only ones I'm going and to piggyback off of what you said, I'm in the middle with both of y'all. Only ones who get that out of me is the ones that came from my mom and my pops. That's it. I don't owe those other people nothing.
Yeah.
You don't bye. I ain't gonna regret it because I know the kind of person I am. But at the end of the day, life goes on. The only ones that I really, really deeply care about, and I ain't gonna lie,
They already know who they are.
they already know.
Was understood, don't gotta be explained. Simple as that.
Blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh.
With that being said, it is a wrap. Another episode down. Of who? Of who?
3D.
3D.
No
No
apology.
You know.
Get into it, y'all.
Roll it up.
Love you guys. See you later.